What is up, guys? Here is my review for Umbrella Corps, also known as Biohazard Umbrella Corps, the Resident Evil tactical shooter spin-off. I almost botched that name. It is a budget title, only released on PlayStation 4 and Steam, or PC rather, and it came out last Tuesday. So I'm just going to break it down into different categories, which will be gameplay, graphics, modes, features, and then I'll give my overall verdict on the game. Will I be giving an actual number? No, I don't believe in giving numbers, but we'll jump right into it, and I'll basically tell you what the game has to offer and if it's for you, I guess. That is what reviews are for. I don't really normally do reviews, so bear with me, but I thought this would be something pretty cool to do a review for because of the fact that it is Resident Evil related, loosely, and people are pretty divided about the game. A lot of people don't own it, interested in it, not sure, so I figured this would be the best way to kind of get my opinion out there. Now, Umbrella Corps only has two modes. Well, actually, I guess you could say they have a tutorial, they have a single player mode called the Experiment, and then they have the online mode. So I'll break down each one. Tutorial, straightforward, it's a tutorial. I think there's like 2 or 3 different versions of tutorial, like basic, advanced, I think. And it just teaches you the mechanics of the game, like really simple, how to move, you know, taking cover, all that good stuff. That's pretty self-explanatory. The Experiment, which is the only single player mode in the game, essentially, I would say, is a glorified tutorial for online. Now, the only reason why I kind of say it isn't at the same time is that you don't fight human like enemies with guns. You only fight zombies, villagers, you know, etc. You don't fight like actual other soldiers. But at the same time, it is exactly what you do online. No different. Same objectives, except that you're not fighting people. So it is, like I said, a tutorial. Now, there are 24 missions if you do all the optional ones. There are some optional missions that you have to get a certain ranking, which is ranked by time, to get like decal icons, patches, and stuff like that for your online character. One of the things that I find stupid is that you can't use your online character for the Experiment. So I'm thinking, okay, if I'm going to play the Experiment, at least I'll be able to change my character up, change the design, see something different, change my weapons, stuff like that. You can't do that. They give you preset weapons for each mission, and your character is as basic can be. You can't once change it, not even when you beat it. So if you think, oh, at least in single player mode I can change my character, you can't. Can't even change what weapons you have, can't upgrade, can't buy. Only online can you do all that stuff. So you're literally forced to get certain guns. You can collect in the levels. You can find some other weapons sometimes, but that's the best you're going to get. The Experiment is just doing the online modes, which is DNA Hunter, Domination, Collector, and I'll explain what those modes are in a bit. But you're doing those modes, and that's it. You just go through the levels. There's no story. There's no cutscenes, no voice acting. That's it. The most you get is a small little brief, not really briefing on the mission. It's more of just like small story that one of those, like some of the soldiers and stuff talk about. But it's not really much at all. It's honestly forgettable. So if you're going into Umbrella Corps thinking it's going to be a story-based game, it's not. It was never advertised as a story game. It is not a story game. There are no story elements at all in this. I think they literally just added this single player component to just appease people who like single player, which I think is the right mentality to have a single player mode in every game. I don't think any game should be, especially on consoles, should be multiplayer only. I think that blocks out a lot of the fan base that are interested in your product. But if you're gonna do that, please at least make the single player somewhat different than the online and somewhat memorable. Essentially, there was no need for this. This mode was just filler. So there's nothing special to the Experiment at all. Most you unlock is a trophy for beating it and some patches, icons for your online character. That's it. Besides the Experiment, there's obviously the more important part of the game, which is the online. Now the online has player and ranked, but only team mode. well, team match rather. So it's 3 versus 3. There's no way to change the amount. And essentially what it is there's 2 different modes. An elimination style mode where it's 3 versus 3, and the first team to be eliminated, the opposite team wins. Whoever's still standing wins, basically. The other mode, which I think is a lot better, a lot more fun, is multi-mission mode. And multi-mission mode is objectives that you have for each round. You have to win 3 rounds, no matter which mode you pick, to win the whole game. Now, obviously, if one team gets 1 and another team gets another, the opposite one gets 1 as well. It's going to go further than 3 rounds, but whoever gets to 3, wins. And if you get a draw, you actually get 0.5, which is kind of funny. I have gotten a few draws before. Now, multi-mission mode gives you different objectives while obviously having to deal with the other team. They'll have modes such as Collector, which is collect 5 briefcases in the level, but you have to hold all 5 at once to win. So if an enemy player picks up a briefcase, you have to kill them, take the briefcase from them. You can actually hold all 5 on yourself. You don't have to hold, 1 on each character, obviously, because there's only 3 characters per team. So I think that's actually pretty cool. You're not limited, but it does become a little bit of a war depending on how good the teams you fight, that you play against, and how good your team is yourself. So I think that's pretty cool. They also have DNA Hunter, which essentially is kill the enemies, the AI enemies. There are zombies and villagers and whatnot in the level while you're fighting people. You have something called a zombie jammer. I guess I'll just go to this point real quick. You do have something called zombie jammer, which is a thing on your back, and essentially it protects you from the zombies noticing you. When you're fighting one of the people, on the opposite team, they can shoot the jammer and break it. And what that does is alerts the zombies to run towards you. Think Left 4 Dead when it says horde incoming, and the enemies just go straight towards you without even thinking about it. That's basically what happens when you break the zombie jammer of an opponent, or yours gets broken itself. It's pretty crazy. Can make it really tough. The zombies take off a ton of damage, so it does make a big difference if you break someone's jammer or yours gets broken. You really want to be careful. But yeah, that's something that happens. But DNA Hunter is basically kill the zombies and collect samples. And whoever gets the most samples, they give you a specific amount, wins. Another one is SP DNA Hunter, which is a special version of it. It's a much smaller amount, 3, as opposed to like the 20, 30, or 40 you see. But it's specific special zombies. Now, the thing about it is that they have a lot more health, and they're a lot harder to kill, and they also kill you in nearly one or 2 shots. And they're super fast. So the first team to kill them and get the sample obviously wins. You can steal it. So say my team were to kill the special zombie, or even regular zombies, any version of DNA Hunter. If they kill it, and I kill them, and then I can take the sample right after, which is pretty cool. So it makes for a big war. Another mode is Domination, which is essentially King of the Hill. You have to go to a spot, stay in there for 10 seconds per time, 5 different times, and the time your points go up over time, and whoever has the most points by the end wins, whether you get all 50 points or the time. There's also a mode, I forget the name, I don't know if it's Protector or something, where you get 1 briefcase. There's only 1 briefcase in the level, and you have to hold it till I believe you get to 60 points. And you basically have to, you kind of like the leader, I guess, when you pick it up, and you have to have your people defend you, or at least defend yourself. Hold it as long as you possibly can. And the last mode that I can remember, and I think this might actually be the last mode, it's kind of like a target mission, where each team has a red target that's highlighted and visible, completely visible to the enemy team. You get the score by killing the target. Even if let's say you just kill the other teammates, it won't add to the score. You have to kill the target. And each time you die, another teammate becomes the target. So those are the modes, and I think it's cool because it does add a nice variety to, this team-based game, which it's an online-only game essentially, because the single player is pretty sad. So the fact that they give you a little bit of variety is nice, but that is literally it. There is no other modes besides multi-mission mode and elimination. That's it. So you can get bored of it pretty quickly. But as I say, for any multiplayer game, local or online, if you are playing this with friends, you will enjoy it. I think that it is a decently solid game for a budget title. For a $30 game, it is decent. The graphics, it's weird because the graphics, I'm looking at them now, like they're not horrendous. They're not horrendous, but you can tell it's not a $60 polished game from the physics, from the graphics. And it was never said to be. So for a $30 game, I think graphically it looks good enough. It looks decent. It's not game changing. It's not the best they've ever done. But for $30, it's not horrible. The gameplay is a little interesting. The camera's very close, like closely zoomed in. And anytime you fully aim, you're in first person mode. And normally it's third person. You can crawl, you can go under vents, which actually are pretty cool. It kind of changes it up. You can go under vents and surprise, the enemy team, which is pretty cool. You can climb up with an axe. They have an axe, which is like a big highlight of the game. It can be a one-hit kill. I think the axe is actually pretty cool. It's a little overpowered, pretty much a one-hit kill if you're really good with it. But it is a pretty cool component to the game. So the gameplay it's solid. It's all right. It's not bad. It looks awkward as hell when you first see it without playing it, but actually playing it's not too bad. You can get used to it fairly quickly. As far as regarding the getting into online matches, it didn't take me a long time to sometimes, but when you get into an online game, I feel like you can stay pretty consistent with continuing to get in. There's no lobbies that you can go into. You search for a game, it puts you in a lobby, but you can't search for lobbies. So sometimes it can take a little while to find a game. But like I said, if you're playing with people, if you know a bunch of people that own it, obviously it's not going to be too bad. But when you get into an online full 3 versus 3 6 person game, it's pretty fun. Sometimes it can be a little cheap. It can be that kind of Call of Duty thing where you're shooting them for a long time and they don't die. Some people can be really cheap. I think a lot of people already, because the game's been out for about a week, have found really cheap locations to kind of camp out in. But I think that's not a problem with this game. That's a problem with any multiplayer game. I noticed that when when you play Call of Duty, when I played Bioshock 2's multiplayer, the first few days were fantastic because it was new. And then after a little while, everyone got to know all the camping spots, and it just got really ridiculous. You can fully customize your character, which I do like. I love customization. I don't think anyone's against customization. Everyone likes to be their own character. You can fully customize your character. They give you a bunch of masks to put over your the face of your character. You have decals, patches that you can put all over. Bunch of different ones. They have tons of Resident Evil references, stars. They have the BSAA. They have Tricell. Hell, they have the Made in Heaven tattoo, but as a patch. Really cool. They have a good amount of stuff. The level design are pretty cool too. They're kind of small. That's because they have small versions of some of the maps as opposed to the regular versions. But I do feel that they're good. Like the good designs. I do like them. They have a Tricell building. They have Raccoon City, the front of the police station. They have inside the police station. They have the not Antarctic. Yeah, actually. Yeah, it's the Antarctic base from Code Veronica, which is pretty cool. It barely resembles actual Code Veronica, but you can kind of tell. And they also have the village from Resident Evil 4 and Kijuju from Resident Evil 5. The first, where the executioner is in Resident Evil 5, that first level, they have that as well. And I think for fan service, that's really awesome. Having levels from actual Resident Evil games, even if they're modified, it still references that, and I like that. I mean, they could have just went straight up military Call of Duty looking levels, but they have some Resident Evil levels in this, and I think that is pretty cool. I do enjoy that a lot. I think that's one of the things that people don't appreciate about this game, and I'm not here to sing this game's praises. It is not the end-all be-all best Resident Evil game. Is it better than Operation Raccoon City? That's another argument that a lot of people have. I enjoyed Operation Raccoon City. I definitely noticed its flaws, but I did like that it actually had a story. I did like that it had a campaign. I did like that it had DLC DLC campaign. I did like all the Resident Evil references. They had characters like Leon, Chris, Jill. Leon, Claire, Jill, Sherry, which was pretty cool. Nemesis, Mr. X, Birkin, Hunk. Pretty cool that they had that stuff. It was a decent game. I feel like the online was pretty broken after a while. People got really cheap, and I think you can even team kill in the game, which is really irritating. But I like Umbrella Corps, and I also like Operation Raccoon City for different reasons. If I had to choose one or the other, I think I would say Operation Raccoon City is the better game. But as far as the multiplayer, I've had more fun with Umbrella Corps. But as far as an overall product, I would definitely prefer Operation Raccoon City to this game. So I've basically said what the modes have. It's not much. I've said that the game has full customization in terms of your character for the most part. There are no female characters. If you wanted to be a female soldier and stuff like that, there is none of that, which I think is pretty stupid, considering there are so much strong female characters in the series. Jill, Claire, Rebecca, Ada, Helena, Sherry. Like, there's a lot of strong female characters in this game. Strong villains too. They have Alexia from Code Veronica. Then they have Alex Wesker from Revelations 2. So they even have some Lisa. They have some female villains too. So it's kind of odd that they wouldn't put any female characters. And I'm not trying to get like this game is bad because they have no female characters. But in a game with full customization, they should have that option. I feel like it just makes sense. And I did get asked about this actually when I was playing this game on stream on Twitch, like if they have female characters, and no, they don't. No way to make it. There's not even a mask that can make you look like a female. There are no female characters in this game, and I think that's stupid. But yeah, I've basically broken down what this game has to offer. The online, I noticed some lag, but for the most part, had pretty smooth games. I don't know how much people are playing it right now. I'm about actually ranked like 21. The first night I played like 4 hours straight, which is pretty much exclusive ranked multiplayer on stream, and it was fun. But I noticed days after that, people started already getting cheap with the camping spots, and I think less people were playing. So I don't think this game's gonna last very long in terms of its online community. But there are people who can keep this game alive. Like if they decide to just all group up and play, then this game could very well be alive. I will always own this game, obviously. It's digital only in America. And I think, I'm not sure Europe as well. So I would play this game, in the future. Will a lot of people be playing it? Probably not. They'll probably drop it really quickly. They probably already have dropped it really quickly. It's a decent game. If you are a Resident Evil fan that cares for multiplayer, team-based multiplayer games, I say give it a try. If you do like online multiplayer in general, I say give it a try. If you only like the single player modes, don't buy it at all. Not worth it. In terms of quality, it's a budget title. It's alright. It's not fantastic. It's not great, but it's alright. It's not bad. So yeah, that's my verdict. I don't really care for the single player. I think it got really frustrating, and the online is pretty decent. So that's my verdict on the game. It's all right. It depends on what you're looking for. If you're into online, try it out, or wait for a sale. If you are a single player person, don't even get it. It's not worth it for single player. If you're interested in both, definitely try it. If you are a Resident Evil fan, try it. If you're not a Resident Evil fan and you're a shooter fan, try it. I think that this is a game that people need to try themselves. I think that I wouldn't have wanted to just hear people's opinions and just automatically say, oh, this game's bad, because of the way it looks. And it looks awkward as hell. When I first saw this game, I was like, why are they making this? Why are they bothering with this? But I was thinking at the same time, hey, I'd rather them screw around with shooters in a spin-off game than make Resident Evil 7, which obviously we now know is not like this, or Resident Evil Remake 2, or any future Resident Evil installments to be a shooter team-based co-op game. I'd rather them do that in Umbrella Corps than taint the main series even further. So that's my biggest thing. My biggest point is, let's be happy that their forced online shooter craze is in this and not in the main installments of Resident Evil going forward, hopefully. So yeah, that's my review. I can't even speak. That is my review for Umbrella Corps. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know if I was super clear enough. I tried my best. I'm not a reviewer. I'm not paid to do this. I just wanted to kind of say the points of this game for people who are interested. I will be providing footage. I'm just kind of watching footage right now and recording this, kind of like looking at the game, reminding myself. But I will be putting footage of this, some online and some single player. So hopefully that will give you a more clear understanding of the game. And let me know, are you interested in picking up this game? Did I help you make a purchase or not purchase? Even if I convince you in a sense not to get the game, that's totally fine. Just, you know, I'm curious to know what the general consensus is. Hopefully I did a decent job. And yeah, I just want to cover what the game is and let people know what it has to offer. If you don't like it, that's cool. I'm not saying, I'm not being paid by Capcom to tell you go buy this game. Not by any means. If you end up liking it, cool. But yeah, either way, guys, I'm really tired. I only slept 2 hours. I already drank 2 cups of coffee, but needed to do this review for you guys. Hopefully it's alright. I will see you guys in another video soon. Thanks for watching. If you are interested, I have a full playthrough of Umbrella Corps, the experiment walkthrough, being currently put up. It's fully done, but I'm putting it up little by little. Already have about 6 parts up at the moment as we speak, and I will be continuing to put out more. And I'm gonna also put out a video, a full game of ranked multiplayer multi-mission match, if you're also interested in just seeing how the experiment is or just seeing how the online is. I have both of those already up. I'll probably be putting either the video in the description annotation or put it up on the video itself for you guys to just click. So yeah, just wanted to get that out there. If you're very interested in seeing how this game is without purchasing it, you can definitely do so on my channel here. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in another video soon. And yeah, more Resident Evil to come. See you guys later.